How nice is it when a hit song has just 4 chords? So if you want to play along to Parcels, You Got Me Feeling, you are just going to need 4 chords. We're going to play a D minor 7, an E major 7, an F major, and a G minor 7. These chords will get you through the whole track and sit nicely underneath those funkier lead bits that are happening over the top. You can start with single strums to begin with and then gradually add the other elements to bring the energy to the track a bit later on. So let's build that D minor 7. First finger onto the 5th fret of the A. We're going to bar across the A, D, G, B string and then bring in that high E if you want a little bit more sparkle to the chord. Second finger goes onto the 6th fret of the B. Third finger goes onto the 7th fret of the D. We have our D minor 7. We are then shifting that shape really nicely into our E flat major 7. So we've come from the 5th fret to the 6th fret, third finger still on that D string, second finger goes up to the 7th fret of the G now, and our little finger goes onto the 8th fret of the B. Again, bring in that high E so we get that nice sparkle. Got a little push between those chords, repeats 3 times. And then we slide up to our F major. We're going to bar now to make this chord a little bit easier. Our third finger is going to sit across the D, the G and the B with our first finger on the 8th fret of the A string. So those little pushes. And then we slide up, F, and then we go to our G minor 7. So that same shape that we did with the D minor 7, but this time we're playing it on the 8th to the 10th fret. Again, bringing in that high E, get that sparkle. Second finger is on the 11th fret of the B, third finger is on the 12th fret of the D, first finger, 10th fret of the A. The pattern, especially on the choruses, has got quite a sort of stabbing feel to it. You want to start by accenting each of those down strums. And you can relax the chord after each one, so you're not getting that resonance of the notes. The chord sucks out, and that increases that accent that we're going for. So your thumb at the back's doing quite a bit of work there as well, to really squeeze the chord and then relax the whole shape. Once you're comfortable with that, you can go another level by starting to add a lot of those percussive elements, which will really help you play along to the bounce of the track. And then you are free to just take that as far as you want, because as much as this has only got 4 chords in this track, we want to have a little bit of fun with it. So we haven't got to mimic exactly what's going on with that guitar, because the guitar's not doing a hell of a lot in this piece of music. So we can start to take the elements from the rest of the instruments that are there and start to incorporate those rhythms into our playing. If you want to spice it up even more and add a little bit of variety, because as guitar players we can get a little bit bored if we're just playing the same thing over and again, so even if it's a repetitive track, it's nice to add a little bit of variety to it. We can remove the bassier elements of that chord. We'll take the root out that's played on the A, and we're just going to play the D, the G and the B string. So instead of that full-bodied D minor 7, we've just got the mid-range of the chord. We've taken out that low end and that extra high note, and we can just play it with these 3 notes. Similar thing when we move up to the E major 7, we are removing the first finger on the A string, but we are keeping the D, the G and the B string. Same with the F. We can now use our first finger to slide up. Instead of our first finger playing that root note, we are replacing the third finger with the first finger, barring across the D, G and B. And then we can go into that G minor 7 with a really smooth, lovely little transition with our second finger coming down to the 11th fret of the B, third finger, 12th fret of the D. All together. Really like that. And then that could be your verses, and then you could bring in the bassier element for the chorus. So once you've done... I'm just editing this video and realised that I didn't talk about the middle eight, the bridge bit. Don't know how I did that, it was on the script, sorry. Don't worry, it's the same 4 chords you've already been using, but you can just single strum from around 1 minute 43 seconds, that D minor 7, into the E flat major 7, and then the F, back to the E flat major 7. Enjoy. I hope you have fun playing along to that track. If you look at the links in the description, there is a free guitar course that is available to everyone. And down there is a newsletter that I give away for free as well, if you want to check either of those out, or both. And if you want to learn more about how I think you can get really good at guitar, check out the video that's popping up now. Big thanks for checking this video though. I really appreciate it. I'll hopefully see you again soon. Take care.